Hello and welcome back to the channel. I wasn't going to make a video today because, it's a holiday, so it's not a business day. So I was like, I should relax. I've been so tired. But I actually went out into the world today to run some errands. And I thought I'd talk about what I was thinking about when I was coming home. I went to the grocery store and I went to pick up some food so we really wouldn't have to cook over the holiday. We got Chinese food for today and tomorrow. So I was running errands and I noticed something. There were really little small things. But on the way home, I noticed that nobody just says thank you casually anymore. I know this is silly, but when something pops out in your head, you just kind of yeah, it kind of bothers you. Sometimes really small things bother you. I was walking across this parking lot to take a cart back because I saw the guy taking the carts, and it was a young guy, probably late teens or something. And I handed him the cart, and he just absently took it and just kept going. And in my head, I was like, "Okay, you're welcome." And I don't know, but I was just I guess because any other time someone would know, like, "Oh, thank you," or you know, say something. Small talk or whatever, or say, happy holidays or what. I don't know, but I did expect a little "Oh, thank you" or whatever. I didn't get it, and it was fine. I don't even think it didn't even really register deeply. I was just like, "Oh, okay, you're welcome," and I left. It was no big thing, and then I went to run another errand, and I was coming out of the store, and these kids had broken down. So it's kind of hard to explain, but we were in the parking lot and everybody, it's like a plaza, like a little shopping plaza, and everybody was parked in front of the door. So the whole row of parking down the in front of all the stores. Let's say it's 7 stores. All the parking directly in front of the stores was full. So that means the rest of the parking lot is a big parking lot. Nobody was in the parking spaces. So I of course parked in the parking spaces because I don't like parking in front of the store because it's so hard to get out with people going up and down that row looking for stores and looking for spaces, and then you can't see around the car. So I almost never parked directly in front of the store. So I was parked in a regular parking space. There were no cars there. It was just a straight row of parking spaces, and mine was at the end. So when I came back out, these kids, the car that they were driving, it looks like maybe they were headed out of the plaza and just stopped. So they were literally they were in the perfect position for me to pull up to the side of them. I didn't even pull out of the space. I literally just backed up a little bit and drove down the parking spaces to pull up on the side of their car. And I was like, "You need a jump." And the girl that was, it was a girl and a boy. And she said yes. She couldn't roll down her window or anything. So she nodded, and so I got out, and the boy had came around. They both looked so young. I felt so bad because I saw them when I pulled in and jumped out of the car to go into the store. Uh, I noticed them, and I noticed the boy, and I noticed they were he looked really young, and I was like, oh. So when I came out, I said I should, since I'm right in the right place to just ask them. Plus, I have a jumper, uh, like a jumper thing in the back of my car, but I hadn't charged it in a while. So what I said was, because I was like, darn, I thought I had some jumper cables, but since I carry that almost everywhere, I didn't know where the jumper cable. I can't remember whether they were in my mom's car or what, but I was like, well, let's try my jumper first to see if it'll work. And the car turned, you could hear the engine turning, but nothing happened. So I was like, oh, I just felt that it was probably my thing wasn't charged up enough. So then I actually gave them a jump and it still didn't work. So that being said, um, he, so when I left, and I'll tell you, I'll skip to when I was going home. I was like, did he even say like thank you? And then, because normally if somebody stops, they'll be like, it's so hard to ask people for a drive. It's so embarrassing. I used to have a lot of car problems when I was young. So I know it can be very hard to ask someone anything for help. It's very hard to ask for help, especially when you're really young. Either it's just something that comes easy to you, but it was never anything that came easy to me. And I used to have a lot of car problems. But so I was like, did he even say thank you? And I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did. But in my mind, I was just like, he probably was so concerned with having an extra fee now. Like now it's Christmas Eve and now you have to worry about getting your car fixed. I don't know if it was their parents' car. I don't know if they were a young couple or if they were brother and sister or anything. I don't know their situation. He was very nice though. But he seemed very absent. And I was like, I wonder between the young boy that was helping me before, like not helping me, but the one I gave the car to, and this young guy, and I'm like, I wonder if everybody's attention span is so short. Since everybody's attention span is so short, we forget to like focus on what's right here in front of us. Like, thank you so much for like stopping and like helping me. Thank you so much. Like I would have probably thanked somebody multiple times. And it could be because I'm a woman as well. And I think in general, women probably feel so much more thankful when someone just stops to give them help, especially in a time where we've almost made it kind of hard for ourselves and men just feel like I'm just not going to get involved, you know. A lot of people just don't get involved. Like when I'm very much older. I'm probably 3 times older than these people that had the car. They looked really young. Um, when I was younger, it was almost like people really did like, oh, what you know, you need some help. Like it was very much, no matter where you were, like people, like especially a guy, and especially with like seeing that it was like because it was a young girl in the car, and it's like somebody will help. Nowadays, people just don't want to get involved for whatever their reasons are. They may be valid, but you know, anyway. So the thing about it, when I was thinking back on it, you know, I wonder if all of our attention spans, mine, even though I'm a lot older, I mean, our attention spans are so short now that we can't even really like focus. Like this person just helped you, or you know, there wasn't even a lot of emotion behind. Like he didn't. I don't know. He just seemed so nonchalant about everything. It's hot. Y'all are stuck in a parking lot. And now you realize it's not your battery. It's something else. 'Cause I was like, I don't think it's your battery. So it's probably the alternator. It could be the starter. That's the only 2 things I know that usually it could be some chip in the car too. It could be anything. But my mind would have been racing, but I don't know. The thing about this whole thing is when I'm thinking back, the girl that was in the car, and she could have been just as concerned and showing in a different way. She seemed to not care one bit what was happening outside of that car. When I left, when I sat there for a minute, like when I was jumping in, I sat there to let, you know, both cars run or whatever. So I had been sitting there, and then when I found out, I said, I don't think it's your battery. For I left, she had then let the seat back, had her foot on the dash, and was laying down. Let me. I definitely do think this is a generational thing, but ain't no way. I don't care what is happening. like for me, and I'm Generation X, so this is very indicative of my generation because we grew up half our lives with in analog, right? We didn't always have digital. So I don't know, you go about the world differently, but ain't no way I wouldn't have been involved in what was going on because it doesn't matter whether you have your parents to take care of you, whether you have a husband, whether you have a brother, whether you have an uncle, anything. You need to know what's happening because you never know when it's going to happen to you and nobody's there. Like you need to be looking and paying attention, and you got a phone, get on your phone. What could this possibly be? Can you look up the issues? You just some kind of moral support. Like you need to be paying attention to what's happening around you. Just because he walking around doing everything don't mean anything. You might be able to contribute something valuable, or you might be able to learn things. I don't know. And especially if I saw another woman stop to help us, I probably would have gotten out of the car too to just like look because that's a dangerous situation for me to put myself in, stopping and helping anyone. But I did it because, they seem so young. And I know like men don't like to get involved anymore. And a lot of men don't know anything about car issues. I just so happen to just understand how that feels, right? And I just come from a family that was always still like involved. If we see somebody broken down, we gonna help, especially if it's a woman involved. Like, you know, so like I think if I would have been, I would have gotten out of the car to just be like, oh, thank you for helping, just to make that other woman feel better. So no, she said nothing. She did nothing. And I was like, wow. And she might have been just as stressed. Like she had our McDonald's in her lap and she had in kid bag and they both were sitting in that hot car. They both had on hoodies. It was so hot. It was so hot. Like this is literally a parking lot with a Save-A-Lot, a Family Dollar, and a liquor store and a thrift store. There was no landscaping budget. There's not a tree in sight. It was so hot. It was like blazing hot. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. It was so funny, but I don't know. And I was thinking if I had a daughter, would she be like that? I don't know. I don't know. And she could have been very concerned and very worried, but her mind could have been a million different places too. I hope that maybe they had somebody that they could call and somebody was on the way and it wasn't just me, you know. Because I just felt so bad to have that kind of extra expense the day before Christmas. Probably was just not something they were counting on. But I don't know. I don't know. I was really amazed that people just don't, people are different. It's amazing how, but I probably am two generations away from whatever the generation these kids are. Like I said, they probably had a million things on their mind and just weren't in the present moment to like be engaged with the person that's sitting right there helping you. Like she could have got out and asked me questions, like, since I'm older, if I would have saw an older person that stopped, I would have asked all kind of questions. Do you know what this could be? Do you know what we could do? Do you know if there's an auto parts nearby? Do you know who we should call? You wouldn't have, because my car is old too. So, I would have been like, hell, we both got old cars. Maybe she'd have been told before. Or maybe, ask, get involved. I don't know. I'm sure this comes just from me being older. Like even somebody, twice their age would have, probably just see things different. They're so young. But I hope they made it home okay. I hope they had somebody to call. I just hate to think of people stranded without resources. So I don't know. Since I went out into the world, I actually had something to talk about, so I thought I would talk about it. It had nothing to do with anything. It's just I noticed like this, I don't know, a lack of gratitude or a lack of involvement in what you're doing. Like, I don't know. It's like people don't see the people that are right in front of them because they're so busy thinking about 30 other different things. I don't know. I figured that this would probably be the easiest video I can do because I didn't have to write anything down. I just wanted to talk about my day. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Look at me assuming somebody's watching me or listening to me. But I hope everybody's having a great day. It's my birthday, at least for a little bit longer. It's my birthday. So that's why I wasn't going to do anything. I don't think I'm going to do anything tomorrow. Unless cause I mean, it's really not a business day, it's a holiday. So, and I might try, I was going to do a one card tarot reading because it's my birthday and I still might do it. And then I'll post it on Friday. I might do a past, present, and future, like a 3 card draw. And I was going to have ChatGPT, um, actually do the reading for me because it has lots of context on me. So I thought that would be interesting, and how maybe chat GBT would do a reading on me compared to like Anthropic or Claude, like, or Gemini, to see how they decipher the cards and what they might tell me, you know. And that does connect because my fiction will have something to do with like tarot. It's like supernatural and all this different stuff. And I do have some, like, a tarot reading is not out of the realm. I am a very spiritual person. I have dealt with tarot before. I have oracle cards. So, I mean, this is not something that's unusual. And I may talk about it on Friday. And then it'll give me a little more time to do the what I'm watching video, because I haven't gone back to that. But yeah, that's it for today. Just me yapping. This will be my longest video. So I hope you guys had a great Christmas Eve. I hope you have an amazing Christmas day and enjoy the people around you. And remember to be present and to be thankful for the very little things that you receive. All right. See you guys on Friday.